Hello everyone, it's Gwethorn from Gwethorn's Games, and I am running the free-to-play champion. You see it's a free account. I won't do that too many more times, but I just thought I'd show you again that it was a free-to-play account. And I'm running a champion. I've picked up the Slayer deeds for the wolves and the brigands. So I've got left the goblins, Hendroval and spiders. You can see that if I look at what this is, you can see that I've done the wolves and I've done the brigands, and I've got the LOTRO points out for those. So I've got a couple of things sitting there, and I just thought I would go and pick up a couple of things. Now I actually, because I got up to level 10 doing both of those, there's actually something that I can use. Instead of using the two weapons, I can actually go to the two-handed weapon dealer and buy myself a great sword and use that instead, and sell some stuff, pretty much everything, because I'm quite happy to have the money from it. There's nothing interesting that I want to keep, so sell all. Okay, and that clears up the inventory a bit. There is no... Oh, the other thing that I wanted to get is the bow.
Did you need something?
I can get a level 8 bow, which is good. And I'll put that on as well. So just getting stuff from these vendors is nice. You know, you don't need to spend a lot of money. You don't need to have a massively. You can see people getting chased. Okay, that's the way of it. Okay, so I'm in Gondomon at the moment, and I'm heading down. Well, heading towards the Grey Havens, but in actual fact, what I'm doing is I'm heading down to where the goblins and spiders generally get picked up from. My milestone is set to Gondomon, so I'll be able to come back to here when the time comes. And I don't have a horse, but at this point in time, I have no real desire to get one. It's a free-to-play account. I'd have to actually go to Moss Ward, which is in south of Bree. It's a long way away to get to. It's for a free account, so I've actually got another explorer deed pick up, but that's okay. And there are quests here to pick things up. So, but let's have some fun. Take out some lurkers. No, I usually just go left for want of anything better to do. So the spider slayer deed has now turned up, which is good. If I can avoid that, the bat, I will, because there's no advantage to taking out the bat. But here's some of the goblins. Now I usually go this way because it picks up an explorer location. I'll actually pull that up. Yeah, I've done this. Okay, so the Goblin Slayer is now picked up as well. Okay, so let's have some fun. So Spider Slayer's picked up, Goblin Slayer's picked up, and I turned that automatic deed tracking on, mainly because so I did that from options. Did a search for deed. Oops, not to deed. Deed. It was in UI settings, and I turned that on. I also turned on the auto loot, so I can always loot, which is good. It's one of the great things about LOTRO. Well, it's one of the nice things about LOTRO is that you can just auto loot everything. So everything that's dropping at the moment from these creatures that I've taken out is actually just turning up in my inventory. Okay, so you can see that I'm picking stuff up. I got a broken dagger, it just drops straight into my inventory. No right clicking on creatures just to get the loot. Which you get used to in so many other games. So I got some nice, okay, so it was Warden Shield and a 6.5 club, level 13, so if I get to level 13. So you can basically just pick your gear up this way once you get to level 10 and start doing these. Okay, I've got 2 of these coming out. I'm actually going to try taking both of them on. I'll go for the white one because the white one's a lower level. Running through everything that I've got, and the champion's able to do this reasonably easily. And I've picked up the I've got the northern barrier. I haven't got this one yet. So when it happens, it'll turn red because with the discovery, you just have to go into the area and get the discovery. There's some LOTRO points involved in getting them. I'll just do this one. So it'll pop up. There it is. So it's turned red on me, which is good. It's not a lot of LOTRO points, but when you get the full D, but for a free-to-play account, it's every little bit counts. Okay, so I'll actually take this out. I'll leave that goblin. Don't really need it. Well, I will. I'll come back and I'll actually do the full deeds. But I'll actually take some of these off. I'm not doing any quests, so I'll remove that one. Pick this stinger up on the way. May as well. And if you're questing in this area, you will run across. It will take you to most of these locations in this area. Okay, I've been netted, so I can't move. Okay. And now I'm heading towards the spiders. So I'll come back after I've finished this and finish the recording, and I'll actually complete the deed for the Slayer deed for the goblins just running around this area, and I'll finish the Slayer deed for the spiders doing the same thing. Now the main one of the reasons I'm doing this, I mean, beyond the LOTRO points that you actually get for you get LOTRO points for doing these things. Where are we? Spider Slayer, 5 LOTRO points. Now I completed the Brigand Slayer and I got 10 LOTRO points for it, extra marks and some virtue. So I'll just actually go in there and I'll talk about those things just a little bit later. I'm on my way to the main spider area. I mean, a lot of you, if you're not running free to play, you will already have your horse by now, and a couple of other things you probably would have. But I'm playing this the free to play version, just purely and simply to show what a champion can do. No special things, no crafted gear, no LOTRO points. No mithril coins bought by LOTRO points. Just getting the character to level 20 at this point. There's another one. You can pretty much take on everything that you run across, as long as there's not too many levels higher, and as long as you do the Slayer deeds in the order that I've shown you. You can pretty much, first the wolves, then the brigands, then the goblins and spiders. Buying the gear from the shops, just when you get the chance. You can see I'm using the two-handed sword now. I'm kind of waiting for a two-handed weapon to drop from these characters. And we're coming down to the south barricade, which is where all the big spiders are. Okay, so there's a red spider. I don't think I'm going to be able to get that. Red is dangerous for you because it's 5 levels higher than you. I'm glad that it came in. If you were to try and take that out, you would probably die. But it'll come back. So, but I'm going to go into this area over to the left. You can see I've just got the southern barricade. And I'm going to have to take this out. But I'm coming into the spider area down here. Now I'll show it to you on the map when I get closer. Okay, so I'm down in here. Now the Grey Havens are apparently down there, but you can't actually get there. It is blocked at this point. At some point I'm assuming it will open up, but is nice. Okay, let's go in, and I'll start taking some of these out. Now it's not a big area, but given your level, you will spend most of your time. They will respawn by the time you actually get back and get to finish doing the rounds. But they're reasonably easy to take out at this point with the better weapon. I've also got the combat tracking enabled. I'll show you that one as well while I'm here. So, and as well in the options is UI settings, no, combat options. Enable movement assist in combat, which allows me to double click and it just goes and targets. It's tab targeting, so you can change, you can tab to a different character, to a different opponent if you want. We've got multiples coming in. But yeah, look, there's nothing really. It'll take me time to get this out. Let's remove that one. It doesn't really interest me to do those. Moving some of these things around. Oops, I haven't got any drops that are interesting. Okay, so this is basically you can go do this. There's a number of respawns of these ones here. This is about the only interesting thing about this. Once you take out one round of these 4 or 5 here, new ones turn up. But look, as I said, picking up those and then picking up the advanced versions. I mean, it's a way to level, and I would actually suggest people do quests, but I just thought I would show people the Slayer deeds. Oh, here we go. Yeah, this is going to be more interesting. I've got a whole heap of them jump me. I'm going to have to take a healing potion. Let's see if I can actually survive this. Okay, so a whole heap jumped me and I still survived. And the champion is good like that, it really is. Okay, so what I'm actually going to do now is, so they're the Slayer deeds, they're in this area here. That was where the Tomb Agor is. That was the northern barricade, that's the southern barricade. This is where the spiders are. So there's someone else who's doing the same thing. I'm actually going to use the milestone. Oh, I may not be able to do that. Yeah, okay. I got interrupted, but I'll take this one out anyway. Okay, let's go back to the milestone. and that'll take me back to Gondomon, which is where I had set it to. Now I've got a couple of other things that I'd like to show you. There is one more Slayer deed in the area, and that's the Hendroval. Now there's a couple of locations you can do it. I'm actually going to take a stable ride to Thrasi's Lodge, which most people that have played this game know Thrasi's Lodge, because that's where you get that's the easiest place for the Hendroval Slayer deeds. Okay, so what the character itself doesn't have any jewelry at the moment. I haven't picked any up from anywhere yet, really. I've got the better sword that you saw me pick up and saw me buy, and the bow, which the character was using if there was a ranged attack. But what we have is, having reached level 10, I actually have 4 more points. I did choose to run in Yellow Line, which is the two-handed weapon version. Now there's a couple of things that I'd like to do. Extra blade skill damage would be nice, but I really want Raging Blade, and I'll put some extras in other things, probably extra there, and okay, so we'll use all of those. It'll give me a new skill, which is Raging Blade, and I want that in preference to Blade Storm. I'm actually going to move things around, because this is my big attack, and I'm also already at Thrasi's Lodge. Okay, so now I've also got some virtue traits from having done those Slayer deeds, which is the main reason why you do them, and I'm getting some extra abilities, extra character stats by putting those in there. So I've got extra finesse, extra crits, extra physical attack, and that's actually the main reason for doing Slayer deeds, not just to get the LOTRO points, but to actually increase the power of your character. Okay, so now I've got the Raging Blade in there. As soon as I power up a bit with Battle Frenzy, as soon as it hits 4, I'll be able to use 3 it should do. I'll be able to use Raging Blade, which is a nice AoE attack. So I've now got, just so you know, I've got an AoE attack, an AoE attack, and an AoE attack. I've got a single target that lets me close, and then you can see that as soon as the fervor gets high enough, I've got Raging Blade up. So this champion is now starting to rock. That was the Raging Blade going. Oops, I got attacked by a Dow hand. And you can see the combat movement assist just turned me round so I'd face the target. And yeah, clearing that relatively easily. Now, I will show you a few other locations for the Slayer deeds. This is the main place to pick up the Hendroval. But there are a couple of other locations that are worth noting, and anyone that's played this and farmed LOTRO points will have done this. Anyone with a free-to-play account. One of the things you can spend LOTRO point on is increasing the bag size. But I'm not even I'm not going to bother with that with this free-to-play account. I'm just going to sell everything that turns up. There's an overflow in the bags. There's an overflow in the bags anyway, so you don't actually lose anything unless you don't sell in. If you don't sell within an hour, I think it is. You can lose stuff out of your bag, but I'll get to that when the time comes. But at this point in time, I'm just selling everything. Come on, Hendroval. Come on, round you go. Yep. And target assist is just helping me close on it. I can use the mouse to do the run around, but okay. And you can see that now the Raging Blade is now kicking in. Okay, so of the locations, so I'm here now. Of the locations that I've just been through, the wolves are out the back of Killendim in this area. That was the pool that was there. That's the Wolf Slayer deeds. The Hendroval is where I am now, which is just north of Thrasi's Lodge. The goblins and the goblins are in here. The spiders are in here. The Dow Hands, which are the brigands, are up here north of Gondamon, and that's pretty much it. But there are a lot of Hendroval and brigands around the docks here, and there are a lot of spiders just north of the docks. I would actually kind of do the rounds to pick these up, but it doesn't really matter as long as you pick up the advanced version. Now there is an elf location here, which, because I don't have a horse, I'm not going to go and get the Explorer deed for that. In fact, I'm not going to get the Explorer deed for most of those because I don't have a horse, so I'm not going to just ride around and get the Explorer deeds. But what I will do, as I said, is continue on with the. So you can see that these have already started to respawn just in the time I've sat down talking. And I will just take them out again. So yeah, so that's essentially what you need to do. If someone else is taking down the Slayer deeds in these areas, then just log out, change to a different character, or move to a different location. You have 2 free-to-play characters. I tend to, if I'm farming LOTRO points, then I tend to have 2 characters in 2 different locations, and it's less likely that if someone's taking out the Hendrovals for the Slayer deeds, that someone else is going to be at the wolves, or someone else is going to be at the goblins, or someone else is going to be at the spiders. Now, these are the Slayer deeds. Those are the 5 Slayer deeds for Ered Luin, which is the starter area for dwarves, I think elves, and a number of other things. There are other starter areas, and I'll go to those next. There's the Shire, and I'll have some time in there. And there's also Bree. And these are the main starter areas. Yeah, you can swift travel through most of this area with a free-to-play account, which is one of the reasons why I'm actually doing it. But yeah, that's do as many quests as you like, get yourself to level 20, and that is the first of the main aims with a free-to-play account. Get to level 20. Okay everyone, thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye all.